Drills Talk, episode 35. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 5 ways to let it go. It's basically how to deal with people. So what I have an issue with is I have a lot of friends and family that come to me and they'll ask for, some advice or run something by me. And I, throw them an answer and say, hey, try this. And then they don't. And I'm like, what'd you ask me for? Right? I know I'm not alone. So my issue is why ask me and not do, exactly what I say. I don't know. I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. Let's go.
What it look like, turn the lights on. What it look like, turn the lights on. What it look like, turn the lights on. What it look like, I'm the king of the. What it look like, I'm the king of the.
Drills Talk, episode 35. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 5 ways to let it go. Letting it go, dealing with people could be a mess. Before we get started, please like, subscribe, join the party. Every Monday, new blog. Every Wednesday, new Drills Talk, new vlog. Every Friday, a new beat produced by me. I've produced pretty much every genre so far. Go check it out after this. And, you see you love it and then subscribe after that. How about that? Is that a deal? Let's go. Number one is a concept called intentional patience. So intentional patience is understanding that everyone evolves and moves and reaches their potential at their own pace. And you have to allow that. That's extremely hard. And I know, a lot of people are pushers and I'm kind of a pusher, and I'm always thinking that, oh man, maybe this person just needs a little push. And not everybody needs that. And a lot of the times when you do push, you start to care more than the person cares. And that makes you even more upset. You start to want to move or want to see progress in that person faster and more than that other person that you're telling or pushing is willing to move or even thinks that they should move that fast. And that can be a detriment to the relationship. That can drive you nuts because you're thinking that you're helping or you're giving this person what they need, and it's not. What they need is space. What they need is time. And you don't have to wait on them. It's not up to you. It's not your journey. So intentional patience is telling us, hey, this person will get there wherever they can get, whatever that potential is, they will reach it, but in their own time. Some people peak out in their 20s and then, they live a life and sometimes they plateau and they have a great life. Other people reach their peak in high school and then, the rest of their life is, kind of downhill from that. But that's on their own pace. You can't make anybody move. Some people don't become, really level-headed until 35, 40 years old and they're getting everything together and they're starting to have some money in their pocket and making good decisions. And you've been telling them since you were teenagers, to get it together and blah, blah, blah. And hey, you telling them that didn't make you move any faster. So intentional patience is definitely something to adopt if you want to learn how to let it go. Number two is to live the consultant life. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a former consultant. And this really helped me with my issue of giving advice or, giving people what I see as answers to their issues and then not immediately doing it. Living as a consultant. So as a consultant, I get hired by these companies, Fortune 500 companies, millions of dollars thrown around, very big projects, but they're asking the simplest questions. And you can give an answer, a simple answer, and they're like, wow, that's a great idea. But we've been doing this and spent millions on this so far, but we're gonna see this through. And then we'll come back to your idea. And as a consultant, you have to sit there, smile and say, okay, well, you're paying me a ridiculous amount of money to tell you what you should do, but I'm not here to make you do it. That's the consultant life. I'm here to give suggestions. I'm here to consult. I'm here to let you know these are the options. This is what's going to happen if we do this. This is what we're going to save if we do that. This is the best, idea based on my expertise, my experience. I've seen other companies do this. This is what you should do. This will save you some time and you won't make the same mistakes a competitor made. Because I've worked for competitors before, multiple telecommunication companies, and I've seen a mistake at one and told the next one that I was at, hey, such and such did this and it did not work. And they wasted a lot of money, millions of dollars, and you don't have to do that. That's the value of a consultant. You're just making suggestions. You're not expecting to have your suggestions seen through to them or by them, I'm sorry. And you're not expecting them to drop everything they're doing mid stride and go with what you're saying, because that's very unlikely to happen. And I understand if you're anything like me that you expect, you ask me a question or you pay me to give you an answer, you should do it. And that's not always the case. Live the consultant life, sit back, use your expertise, think about your experience, give your say, what you think will help. Whatever they decide to do, let them do it. That's your job. Chillax. Number three. Number three is to be the example. Now, this is kind of like, Jedi mind trick on them. So you see that they're having an issue with something or they're doing something completely wrong and you want to yell or you want to say, hey, what are you doing that for? What you can do is do it correctly right in front of them. You know what I mean? Be the example. You can show them exactly why what they're doing is wrong or show them exactly how their behavior looks outside of them. And it sounds like you're dealing with a kid, but this is not always the case. Sometimes adults just don't see what they're doing is wrong or don't see why what they're doing is wrong and will see it when they see someone else doing it. Or if they see that someone else is doing exactly what they're doing, but in a different method and it seems to be working, they will do it because no one's, quote unquote, telling them to do it. They can handle seeing someone else do it a different way and then saying, okay, I'm going to do it this way. People are stubborn. People are, people are people. They just don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to say that they're wrong. They don't want to admit that they're wrong. They don't want to see that they're wrong in a judging manner. They rather see, okay, well, I do it this way. It takes me an hour. This person is doing it that way. It takes them 20 minutes and it looks better. I'm going to go ahead and try their way. Be the example. Number four. Number four is you cannot care more than them. You've tried intentional patience. You tried to be the example. You tried to live the consultant life. You can't care more than them. You have to, I guess, take yourself aback. You have to fall back a little bit and say, why do I care more than them? Why am I upset at their shortcomings and they're not? Why am I having more stress about their situation than them? You cannot allow that to occur. That's not your place. You have to let that go. There's no reason for you to care about something more than another grown person or, a contemporary, somebody your age or in your bracket or your circle is doing something wrong and you're continuously trying to, show them that they are and they're not doing anything different. That's not your job. You have to let that go. You can't be invested so much to where someone else's shortcomings are affecting you as if it's yours. It's not yours. It's theirs. Yes, you're being a friend or a good sibling or a good, co-worker and you're trying your best, but they don't seem to be clicking on. It's not your job to have it click. It's not your job. You have to relax. You're adding stress and subtracting years on your life with the stress because you're not understanding that you cannot care about something more than the person who's supposed to care about it. You have to let it go. You have to fall back. If someone's doing something repetitively and you're telling them, hey, stop, please, you're hurting yourself, or there's a better way, or blah, 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 whatever you're trying to do to get them to, reel them back over and they're not doing it, you have to let go. You can't care more than them. And you may have to do what number 5 is. Let's go right to that. Number 5. Number 5 is to control your surroundings. So you went through 1 through 4 and you're understanding that they just don't care. They're going to be the way they are. But you control your surroundings. So what can you do with that? You can disassociate yourself with them. I don't need that around me. I see that as a liability. And I just am going to remove myself and remove you from my circle because anybody who's going to be told over and over again that they're doing something wrong and they can be doing it in a better way and just can't get it doesn't need to be in my circle. I think that person's more of a danger to me and my circle and our, prosperity than an asset to it. And I agree. I think that exact way. So check your surroundings and say, hey, anybody in here that's just hard of hearing, and they're an adult like me and they're not doing anything to help themselves, please see the door and watch your stress level in your life just decrease to an amazing low. Drills Talk, episode 35. It's the top 5 ways to let it go. Let it go, people. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this out. It's Drill.